Greetings and welcome to this week's edition of One Big Thing. Kurt Goulding here, and today's one big thing is crude. Yeah, crude oil. It's off and running to the races, man. It's currently trading around $116 a barrel. Now, the reality is this global inflation that we're experiencing right now, the underlying driver of this is the cost of fuels. Everything. Back in October 30th of 2020, now this was a week before old Sleepy Joe got elected, spot crude was trading around $35 a barrel. Wow. Basically, crude oil has tripled in less than 2 years. And this is before the Russian invasion to Ukraine. And crude was around 90 bucks then. So it had already risen almost $60. You know, it seems Joe has done a lot more to increase the cost of crude than old Vlad has. And then yesterday, Joe posts an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal laying out his plan. Yeah, there was nothing there. It was a nothing burger. You know, well, we're going to keep our hands off the Fed and let them do what they think they ought to do with interest rates. Okay. Oh yeah, here's the big one. We need to spend more trillions on subsidies, and that will make things cheaper. Okay, if the government is subsidizing it, somebody's going to pay for it. Oh man, this guy is an absolute incompetent. And oh yeah, the other thing is we're going to tax the stew out of people that are successful and the corporations because they're evil and they make money, and that's terrible. Interesting. So enjoy this transformation to a clean energy society. That's kind of interesting. There's no real plan to the transition. It's like, man, he's got us, put a little Band-Aid on it, and then he's ripping off the Band-Aid and the scab to destroy the economy. So they're patting themselves on the back, these global elites. They're saving the world. Currently, here in the US anyway, there is inadequate supplies of alternative energy. You know, wind and solar are erratic at best and completely unreliable. They are incapable of meeting peak load demands. Now, did anybody think about that? Oh yeah, and our saviors of the planet, they refuse to recognize that nuclear energy is the safest and most reliable energy source that we have. Technology over these last 30 years has evolved and improved dramatically. Listen, the world runs on cheap crude. Shoot, that's part of the supply chain issues, the cost of transport. We're seeing all kinds of independent truckers parking their rigs. And there's only about 11,000 jobs posted for drivers. Man, this lack of vision by these global elites, it just is mind-boggling, thinking they have all the answers. But they don't seem to realize there's a ripple effect for any action. You know, you throw the rock in the pond and yeah. And maybe the biggest one, the Chinese, the Indians, the Russians, they don't give a rip about this green energy stuff. And there's a lot of other evolving countries that don't really care. They may talk a good story on occasion. So what's this doing to our grain markets? Well, they're nuts. They're virtually untradeable. You know, they've got these headline scanners and war and Ukrainian exports or not. Corn and bean and wheat are getting planted, but maybe not. And blah, 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 blah. Makes it really difficult. So, until next time, happy trading.